So then, just to start off with some basic questions, how long have you guys been involved with this particular robotics program for the high school?
You want to answer? Answer this? We both started freshman year.
Freshman year. And what was your main reason for joining? Like, what attracted you to the robotics program?
I had a friend that was in this, and she kind of just showed me around, so I just stayed from then.
How about you, Stella?
My sister was in the team before, so I just decided to join along with her.
So, in your opinion, why are these types of programs important for high school students? Like, are you both interested in engineering? Are you hoping to maybe pursue, like, a career later on after high school in engineering, or is it just something for fun?
Yeah. Personally, me, I mean, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to be doing an engineering field, but I know for sure that it has helped me a lot with, you know, public speaking or just in general, you know, running a team, because, you know, Ledge pretty much sets it all off on us. We have to do most of the work because he thinks this is our team, not his. So he kind of encourages us to do as much as we can in order to get the team running. And I think that's a really good thing to have when you go on to your careers. You know how to work with other people and how to manage your time and your work and everything else.
And for me, I think that it's a good club if you're really looking into engineering. Like I like computers when I started, and right now I'm doing the programming for the team, and it got me started, kind of got me rolling on learning all the computer stuff, all the software parts of it, and it lets you meet engineers too. Like every competition, there's engineers there you can talk to. We have mentors that are engineers, so if it's a good way to start, and it's a good way to get connected if you're looking into engineering.
Okay, so for the three that just joined us, what are your names and how are you involved with the robotics team?
My name is Kelly Rexroth.
Okay.
And
Spell Rexroth.
My spell your last name.
Last name is Rexroat.
Okay.
And I pretty much joined because, well, my mom knew Ledge, and she was involved in their friends. So I always hang around when I was younger, like in middle school. So growing up, I knew that I really wanted to be in Ledge's program.
Okay.
And pursue an engineering field.
How about you, the middle one?
I'm Dalton Daya, DaltonDayea, and we're both treasurers of the robotics team.
And the last one?
I'm Luis Avalos, and I'm the
Spell Avalos.
Avalos.
What are you responsible for on the team?
All the paperwork for field trips.
So what kind of things are you guys working on now currently on the team?
For first season, I mean, we're about the last week of field season right now for the first robotics competition. So we have people right now in the other room finishing building all the stuff.
How is that experience going for you? Like, what sort of challenges have you come across this year with your robot?
The designers took a long time to finish it, so we're kind of behind. Wow. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I mean, a lot of issues did come up after we finally got all the parts. We saw some things didn't match up, so they had to do some modifications. But other than that, most of the things are working out pretty flawlessly.
And what sort of is like the mission for this year's competition? Like, what are some of the things that your robot has to complete?
So the game this year is called Recycle Rush, and what it is it has the standard field, 27 by 54 feet. And you have two sides, red and blue, and both of the sides, they can't interact with each other.
Okay.
So one team can't interact with the other team on the other side, so 3 versus 3 still. And you have to have a robot that can stack totes, like if you know those gray like container totes where you can put stuff in. So your robot has to grab those and make stacks of those, and you get points depending on how high the stack is, with 6 being the maximum.
Okay.
And then you have a recycling bin that you can grab and put on top of the bins, and then that recycling bin multiplies your score by four or three per tote. Three per tote. So it's pretty much just a stacking game, making robots stack boxes.
So how much of the movie how much do you guys know about the movie Spare Parts and the alumni team that was involved in that movie? Is that something you guys knew about right away entering this robotics team, or is that something that doesn't get mentioned?
I mean, it really didn't come up until after we were like officials, because we signed. The movie didn't come up until like what, last year.
It's the movie started production in 2013, so we kind of knew about it for kind of a while, and just for myself, like knowing the story behind the movie, I didn't really know about it till like after freshman year. So it's not something that used to come up a lot, but now it does, obviously, for the movie. But before that I didn't really know about it a lot.
A lot of
What's your opinion on like the team that was part of that movie? How do you feel like their team has kind of opened up opportunities for your team in particular, and maybe teams that were before you? Or do you guys think of it that way, or no?
Well, I mean, I think for sure it opened, all those barriers we had before, all those stereotypes that are given to us, because of them, we really never thought of them as obstacles, because we thought, well, hey, we can do just as much as anyone else can do, just because we're different race or anything like that. We're still the same people. We have the same minds. We can do the same things. So, I mean, they did help for sure, but I mean, we still came into the team with the mindset that, we're here to do, what we can, as much as we can do to improve a team. So, I mean, for sure it helped, because they pretty much set it up for us. We didn't have to worry about other people telling us stuff, but we also came with our own mindsets that what, we can do this, even with the stereotypes that we have.
So the program that you're involved with, what are your favorite things about it? And then do you have anything that you like absolutely hate about it?
Any of you guys want to answer that?
There's not really anything that we hate about it. It's actually fun. The part that we like is building hands-on stuff. So that's what makes it fun.
Anyone else?
Pretty much what we do every day is something that we can take off from when we go into our careers, so it's definitely a good thing to do, and we love doing it anyway, so we don't really feel like there's anything that we dislike about it.
For me, it's having all these resources. Like, I know in my house I don't have a lot of the computer stuff, a lot of the software and stuff for me to do what I want to do. So here I have access to like computers, all the software. So it's more access to resources that I think is really good too.
How did you start the computer?
And we're always learning something every day, and we're always like put in front of challenges, so we can always like overcome.
You're gonna stick a paper clip in there all the time?
How many team members do you have on this team?
I think it's about 25-ish.
And do you all go to the first robotics competitions, or do you only send certain people out?
We all go to the Arizona one, but we kind of cut down the list when we're traveling, just for financial reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And because like there's not a lot of jobs that are available at the regional, you don't need 25 people.
Right.
So there's a minimum number that you need, and you don't need to take everyone.
And then Isla and Kelly, I have a question for you. Being females on the team, how is that experience for you? Because I'm heavily involved in the engineering industry, and women are actually the minority in engineering, and there are a lot of STEM programs directed towards females to help bring more females into the industry. How is that experience for you? Like, what are your opinions on that? Are there I know when I went to First Robotics, there was a pretty even amount of male and female involved, which I thought was great, especially for females, because being a mom of a daughter, I think we need to bring more females into the engineering industry. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, luckily for us, we have a mentor who likes having both genders on the team. So if there's maybe girls lacking, he tries to get more girls in the team just to make sure that, you know, we each have the equal opportunity of, you know, being on the team, and it's just not an all guys team. Like he likes having, how to explain it?
Like an equal amount?
Yeah, like he how do I explain it? So like the way he puts it is, you know what, gender doesn't really matter. You can go ahead and, you know, do whatever you want to do. So for the actual roles on the teams, we're not restricted to only doing, you know, like there are a couple of teams where, you know, the girls are mainly doing, you know, scrapbook, they're doing you know, talking to people, and then the team here, we like to make sure that everyone has a chance of doing everything, and you're just not going to, just because, you know, you're a female, you're just going to be doing, you know, one specific thing. He likes making sure that we're all doing something different.
Do you have anything to add to that?
I mean, obviously there is a slight separation in a way, because girls usually like doing electrical because we like organizing and stuff like that, and then the guys like to do the building. But then there's also a couple girls who just joined and they want to do mechanical and they want to build, and then like I want to try something different, so sometimes I go around, and whenever someone needs help, then I'm always there. So there's not really like a biased team here. We're really well-rounded.
And to get to this competition, who are some of your main competitors that you guys are going against? Like, who are some of the teams that are kind of making you worry, or
at the Arizona competition?
Yeah, for the big one, for the First Robotics one.
Well, we have three. We're going to the Arizona regional, Las Vegas regional, and the World Championship in St. Louis. So it's you have different teams going to each one. So
how about let's focus on the St. Louis one, since that's the world one.
Well, we don't really know which teams are going there yet.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of the ones going for sure are the champions from last year and all the Hall of Fame teams. So that's only about 20 out of the 400 or 500 that are going to go. Once all the regionals start happening and you get winners from each regional, then we'll know more which ones go to the World Championship.
So then, what about the regional competition?
Here in Arizona, we have one team coming from San Diego, and they're a Hall of Fame team. So that's the one we're looking out for the most. All the other Arizona teams, they're there. They might step up. I know one team in Tucson that's doing really well right now, so they might be challenged this year as well. And in Las Vegas, that's a way tougher regional than Arizona. And you have the main powerhouse, which is a local Las Vegas team that are called the High Rollers, Team 987. And they have a lot of wins. They win Vegas almost every year. I think the last time they didn't win was like 5 or 6 years ago. And then before that, they won all the times the rest. So they win a lot in Vegas, and they're a really strong team. And then you have a team from Texas, 148, the Robo Wranglers, that really they go to like 3 or 4 regionals every year, and they go to World Championships every year, and they're a really top team. And you also have this team from Pennsylvania, I believe, which is Miss Daisy, Team 341, and they're also a Hall of Fame team, and they're a really so there's a couple teams in the Las Vegas regional that are going to pose a challenge, but in Arizona it's a lot less challenge, mostly just from that one San Diego team that's coming.
So can you get into that process, maybe explain like how you guys prepare for each competition, like what's the process, what maybe is the checklist that you go through to make sure that everything's working fine, maybe like backup plans that you might have in place in case something goes wrong. Can you get into that a little bit?
Well, we build 2 robots every year, so we have the one that gets bagged and we can't touch anymore, and then we have the other one that we work on. So if anything breaks on the real robot, we always have a spare. just in case. And then while we're waiting for our competition, we might make some modifications, some tweaks on our robot or anything software-wise, so we can change it on the day of the competition. And mostly the strategy, it's usually always the same. Just try to outscore the opponent. That's usually always the strategy. So there's really not much else we can do other than just try to score. That's pretty much it.
Well, being the president and the vice president of the team that has 25 members, how do you guys go about with your collaboration? How do you make sure that everybody gets along, and what are some of the things that you guys say to your teammates to bring them together, and maybe talk about some of the design processes that you do? That's a lot of personalities to have to manage, and there has to be some sort of like conflict sometimes going on the team. Like, how do you manage that?
So the way we do it is, besides us, we like to make sure that every single section of like builders or electrical programming, we like to make sure that each of them have a main person in that field. That way, when it comes to doing something, they're there to make sure that everything's going smoothly and that they're getting everything that's going on. That way, when it actually comes to, working as a team, it's not as hard, and they're not arguing about certain things because there's that one person who knows what they're doing, making everything much more smooth.
So it's not just us controlling all 25, it's mostly us controlling 2 or 3 that then control the rest. Okay. So we have one head of design, one head of building, one head of electrical, head of programming, and those are the ones that usually control the ones under them, which is about maybe 2 or 3 or 4 people underneath them. So it's not really controlling the whole team, just controlling some of it that then control the rest of the team.
So you have members from each class, right? From freshman, sophomore, junior, senior? Well, then, is there anything else that you guys would like to add about, being on the robotics team, why it's important, why you feel these programs are important to have, anything that, they have helped you with, especially in your school career right now, things that you think is important for us to get the message out there and let people know, maybe something you're looking forward to in the upcoming competitions, anything like that?
I personally don't have anything else to say.
Okay.
Like in high school, you're kind of sheltered in a way, so where you can't be opened up to many things, and when you join a robotics team, you're opened up to so many possibilities and so many careers that could possibly further on what you want to do in your life.
Okay. Anything else?
I would say that you don't have to be based. When you join the team, it doesn't mean you're going to end up going to an engineering field or something like that. Just being on the team itself is an opportunity of a lifetime, and everything that you learn is something that will for sure help you in the future. So I just think that doesn't matter what you want to do in your future, you should join a first team because you learn so many skills, and as Kelly said, you get so many opportunities in your life, and I just think that being in a robotics team can help you a lot in many ways.
Well, thank you all for joining me today. I'm sorry that I'm taking up so much of your time away from your design process, but good luck to you guys in your upcoming competitions. Please keep in touch. Let me know how all that goes. I'm hoping that I can attend one of the regional competitions. If not, go to St. Louis and see the final one. But yeah, if there's any questions that you have for me, feel free to let Freddie know, and he'll get in touch with me. But yeah, definitely keep me in the loop so I can keep our news updated and get your guys' team out there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.